Fine now, let's finish with this. So I started my career and I started thinking about how it should be and what is success. And while doing that, I got married. And I had more questions in my head as to what is success and what is life going to be all about. And I kept asking myself this question as to how should one live? What is the right way to live? I had children and they started growing up, and I started asking those questions of my children as well. What is growing up, and how do I make them successful, and what is life all about, and how should they live? Fortunately, I was also living with my parents. So my parents were telling me that, whenever in doubt, go to the basics. Whenever in doubt, go to the olden scriptures, etc. And I happened to go through that. So today I'm going to talk about how to live. What is the kind of life you would like to live? And what is the kind of leadership you would like to have? These are the two things that I'll talk about. So when I went back to the scriptures and thought about what my parents were saying, I thought about the three things that everybody talks about in India, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Everybody knows this. So Brahma was the creator. So what did he do? He created the world. He had the black and the white, and he had the day and the night, and he had the man and the woman, and he had the beasts, and he had the good people, and he had the gods and the demons, and he had the rich and he had the poor, because he had to create a balance. So he had to have all of these kinds of opposites available. For anything and everything, there was an opposite. Now, to be successful in this world of Brahma, what did you need? You needed the help of Brahma's wife. Who was Brahma's wife? Yes, Brahma's wife was Saraswati. And Saraswati means knowledge. In this world of Brahma, if you want to be successful, if you want to do well, what do you need? You need knowledge. Because at the cost of the opposite, you will become what you want. At the cost of the poor, you'll become the rich. At the cost about the infamous, you'll become famous. At the cost of day, night will happen. The gods and demons, the opposites will happen. So you need knowledge to be successful in Brahma's world. You might ask me later on which is the right world to live in. We'll talk about that. On the other side, you had Mahesh. Mahesh decided, give up everything. You don't need anything. Go sit on top of the Mount Himalayas, and you don't just put vibhuti on you, and that's about it. Yoga, pranayam, and spirituality, and nothing else. Everything is a mithya, everything is a falsehood. You don't need all of these things. But his wife was not very happy with that. She said, people are going hungry, and what are they doing? You should go and help them. She said, I'll go there and help them, but I'll help them to get into spirituality. I will not help them to go into the Brahma world, because my world is different. So when he went down there, he started telling people that, oh, look, do yoga, you do pranayam, do meditation, and spirituality is the end, and nirvana is all it is about. You don't need to do all of these things. But then people said, what about our boarding and lodging? Khana pina kahan se karenge if you do all of those things? So Mahesh said, don't worry, my wife is going to take care of you. Who is Mahesh's wife? Annapurna. So if you get into the spiritual path, if you get into yoga, pranayam, etc., you will be taken care of with your boarding and lodging and your food, etc. That's not the problem. Okay? You might not get mahals and cars and big houses or anything of that sort, but you'll be taken care of. You won't die because of hunger if you're going into the spiritual path. Then comes Vishnu. What does Vishnu say? Vishnu said something very interesting. He said, look, if everybody were to take care of 5 people, everybody would be very happy. Because 5 people would be taking care of you as well. So you take care of 5 people will take care of you. What do you do for that? You have knowledge, give away your knowledge. You have money, give away your money. You have food, give away your food. Whatever you have, share with people. The more you share with people, my wife is going to help you. Who's Vishnu's wife? Vishnu's wife is Lakshmi. Lakshmi would be going to the people's places where they are sharing things with others. Wealth is what is abundance is Lakshmi. Wealth is Lakshmi. Lakshmi doesn't mean just money. So whatever you give, you will get more of that. So you had three worlds, the Brahma world, the Vishnu world, and the Mahesh world. Now, the question is, which is the right world to live in? The Brahma world, where there is Uch Neech, where there is rich and poor, and there is inequality. Because of the inequality, the equality of the balance is happening? Or live in the Mahesh's world? Or live in the Vishnu world? Which world is the right world? All these worlds are right. The world that you choose is the right world. Whichever is good for you, you have to decide. It's all about a choice that you have to make. And that choice will make you live in the world that you want. So if you choose the Brahma world, you'll need knowledge and everybody around you will be Brahma world. If you choose Mahesh, you choose spirituality, everybody around you are going to be spiritual. You choose Vishnu, everybody is sharing, everybody is going to be happy, and there'll be equality with everybody. Somebody says, how about if I want to be in the Brahma and the Vishnu world both? Go ahead. In the morning you'll be Brahma, in the evening you'll be Vishnu. Today you'll be Mahesh, tomorrow you'll be somebody else. Or every hour change. But the issue is that you want to live in the Vishnu world where everybody else is concerned. Okay, everybody should share with me. But I will be in the Brahma world. I want to earn more and more and more. That cannot happen. So whether you have to make a choice whether you want to be in the Brahma world or the Vishnu world or the Mahesh world. This is something that has really opened my eyes since I realized this, and I would suggest that you should keep this in mind, and all the parents sitting here, they should expose their children to the Brahma, the Vishnu and the Mahesh world and tell them what the different worlds that are there, and not tell them which is better or which is worse. In today's world, every parent is telling their child that there's competition. You have to do better. That's the Brahma world. I don't know whether that's the best world. Every other parent is saying, give. Don't keep anything with yourself. Charity is the only way. That's the Vishnu world. I don't know whether that's the best world. Or the third one is saying, do yoga, pranayama and spirituality. Everything else is wrong. That's the Mahesh world. I don't know whether that's the right world. So which is the right world is a choice that you have to make and then decide. So I said I would talk about the three worlds and you could make a choice which world is the right one for you. And I said I'd talk about some leadership styles. According to me, after having worked for such a long time in so many various roles, there are two leadership styles. And since I'm talking about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, etc., I'll stick to that same kind of talk. There are two kinds of leaders. And parents remember this very, very properly. What are these two kinds of leaders? You've got the Ram kind of leader and the Krishna kind of leader. Now you have to think very, very carefully about this. What was the Ram kind of leader? Ram had an army of monkeys. So Ram had to tell the monkeys that you follow me. You do what I tell you to do. Do it, come back and report to me. Why? Because if he left the monkeys to themselves, they go to the jungle and play. Because they're monkeys. So you had to tell them what to do, how to do, and demonstrate that it is to be done properly. Otherwise the monkeys would play and nothing would get achieved. So Ram had to lead from the front. That's the kind of leadership that Ram had to have if he wanted to succeed. On the other side of the spectrum, you had the Krishna kind of leadership. Now Krishna had Harvard graduates as his army. Everybody was very knowledgeable. Everybody was very intelligent. He couldn't tell them what to do, what not to do, because if he told them, they said, no, we know better than you. So Krishna, what did he have to do? Krishna had to say, that is the objective. That is the destination. That is where we have to reach. How you get there? Use your intelligence. Use your skill sets and reach there. If you do that, you will reach there. If you have a problem with why should we reach there, what is the reason to reach there, then you come to me, I will explain to you why that destination is right, why the target is right. That I'll come and explain to you. How you get there, you do it on your own. I'm not going to lead from the front. Now in our life, we need to understand that our children I mean, no disrespect to any children or colleagues or anybody. You have monkeys and you have got Harvard graduates. You can't treat monkeys like Harvard graduates because they'll go play in the market. They'll do things which is unacceptable. They will never do well. And if you start telling those Harvard graduates what to do, he said, what the hell? He doesn't know what he's talking about. I know better. I'm a Harvard graduate. I have the knowledge. So you need, as a leader, as a parent, what do you need to do? As a leader and a parent, you need to understand what is your army. Is your army full of monkeys? Become a Ram kind of a leader. Is your army full of Harvard graduates? Become a Krishna kind of leaders. Is half of your army monkeys and half of your army Harvard graduates? Treat the right half in the right way. If you treat the army in the wrong way, you are going to suffer. There's absolutely no doubt about it. When you're talking about your children, the same thing applies there. That when they are young, they don't know. They have no knowledge. So as an explanation, they're similar to monkeys. You can't tell them, you don't understand this much, because they don't. So you've got to demonstrate. એટલા માટે આપણે અહીંયા બધા કહેતા હોય છે કે ભાઈ બતાડો શું કરો. They have to see. You know what are human beings made of? The human beings are made of primarily 4 things. They're made of a body. They're made up of emotions. They're made of the mind. And they're made up of energy. So body, you and I have different. Everybody has a different body. So therefore, as a parent, what do you need to do? When you're talking about that little child whose communication style at that early stage is the body stage, you have to demonstrate everything. They will do what you do. They do not understand language. They don't understand anything else. They will do what you do. So that's the body stage of communication. The next stage of communication is feelings. When they're slightly older, my best friend goes and talks to somebody else, I feel hurt. My best friend is fighting with me, I feel very angry. My mommy or daddy is upset with me, I'm very upset. So it's all about emotions, 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 emotions all the time. So they have the body language understood and they have the emotion language understood. So I'd recommend that when they reach that stage, you need to talk about the body and the mind and the emotions. After they graduate from the emotional state, they get to the third state, which is the mind, which is logic. That's when you need to start telling them logic. I want you to do this because of this. You do this because if you do this, this is what is going to happen. Now when the child is young, talking about just the body and the emotions, you tell me, "Khabar chhe, why you need to do this? Because if you do this, you'll make so much money." What is money? I have no idea. At that stage of life, they don't understand those things. So there's no point in talking about logic to a person who can understand only body and emotions. Now, the fourth stage, I also said of communication, I talked about energy. That's going into spirituality. But as the day everybody understands that the body is different, the emotions are different, the mind is different, the logic could be different. The day we understand that all of us are made up of the same energy, that just because your opinion is different from mine doesn't mean one of us is definitely wrong. Both of us could be right. That's when fights would stop happening. So with that thought, I'd like to say thank you very much. I hope you choose the right out of the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh that catches your fancy. And you choose the right kind of leadership styles, whether it is the Ram kind of leadership or the Lakshman kind of leadership. And I hope you, whenever you're communicating with anybody, you understand whether they are communicating from the stance of the body, the emotions, the mind, which is the logic, or the energy. Thank you very much. Have a good night.